Happy belated New Year 2023 and greetings from the Northern Hemisphere. This is your host, Danny Zen, creator of the One House Off the Grid video channels, creator of YouTube Solar for Dummies, and also the chairman of the Go Big, Go Fast, Go Now mission to speed our planet's transition of renewable energy. In this very fast-paced, quote unquote, PowerPoint presentation, I will be introducing you and going over some of the details regarding President Biden of the USA signing of the August 16th, 2022 Inflation Reduction Act, one of the biggest pieces of legislation to have an impact on climate change. So listen up. By the way, for those that may be hearing or sight impaired, you can also get listen to this, but also for those that want to be able to view this at their own leisure, this quote unquote PowerPoint will be shared on Google Drive. Just log into your Gmail first, and the link for that is going to be tinyurl.com/IRA PowerPoint. Again, that's T as in Tango, INYURL.com/IRA PowerPoint. Okay. Also, I'll have a link to this short video. I'll have shortened it. That will be located at tinyurl.com/IRA overview video is the planned shortened link. So you can watch this video at your own leisure, the replay, okay? And on with the show. This, by the way, for those that fall into the low or moderate income, to see your area's medium area income limits based on household size, just go to this link here. Again, you'll have to view this on Google Drive and just click on that link, okay? And also for more up-to-date information, because this stuff is changing on a day-to-day, week-to-week notice, and has not been fully implemented as far as I know at the state level, although it's a federal piece of legislation. The guidance and implementation is going to be occurring at the state level, most likely the state energy offices, okay? And you can learn more by going to tinyurl.com/Inflation Reduction Act 101, or my company's site, which is tinyurl.com/One House Off the Grid. Very, very briefly, I'll just fly through the brief introduction about my background. I am a owner of a net zero energy consultancy firm, off grid also, that's nationwide with a focus on South Florida, but also throughout Florida. This is how I look like there. You can watch some videos on my Brighteon channel by going to this link. If you do have questions that just not being answered by this presentation or the PowerPoint document, you can always contact me by either emailing me at onehouseoffthegrid@gmail.com or leaving me a voicemail at my office number of 786-441-2727. Again, my landline for voicemails is 786-441-2727. I have many, many interests, by the way. Happy belated New Year, like I said. And also as a motivation for you guys to get a quotes for some of these energy efficiency upgrades mentioned in this presentation, everyone who submits an online Google form here at tinyurl.com/off-grid consultation. Again, that's T's and Tango, INYURL.com/off-grid consultation, answering over a couple dozen questions about your situation in terms of energy efficiency. You will get a free copy of both of my e-guides, 10 money and energy saving tips, as well as my pretty comprehensive one-page list of the highest return on investment and quickest payback energy upgrades, okay? I am a former electric vehicle owner. This is not my actual Nissan Leaf, although it's the same color. I wish I had these solar panels, but I traded that. I sold that because I was a pain in the butt charging it, and I'd rather be making phone calls while the Uber or Lyft driver is taking me around. I am a founder, interim executive director of a soon-to-be nonprofit called Tesla Electric Institute, where we try to help energy conservation, renewable energy, electrical vehicle charging companies, professionals, and trade organizations to scale up their impact and the number of members and clients that they serve. I have a commercial division for net zero energy consultancy called Green Sunshine Power Company. I'm the quote unquote general of the US Clean Air Force and what I call the World Zero, as in zero greenhouse emissions. And I do have a Florida division, commercial and residential, called Florida Energy and Sun Company. I began all my journey into clean energy back in 2017. This is my parent company, the Climate Change Solutions and Drawdown Company. Like I said, on the creative YouTube Solar for Dummies video channel. This is a voluntary energy conservation motivation and challenge campaign I started called the Below 1000 Club, or the Below 1000 kilowatt hour per month club. It's based on a rolling 12 months average, and it doesn't distinguish between renters or, a mansion or a single family residence. So at the moment, okay? If you want to be listed on the green wall of energy conservation fame, just send me a copy of your past 12 months worth of energy bills. And if I average that out, if it comes out to less than 1,000, you will be listed on this plaque, as well as get your own digital pin, proud member of the Below 1000 Club, like you see here, okay? Let me just make sure my screen is still sharing, by the way. Okay. So, and then we've got a little detail, the 3 sunnies, 1 sunnies if you're less than 1,000 kilowatt hour per month, again, rolling 12 months. You get 2 sunnies if you're less than 500 kilowatt hours per month somehow, and 3 sunnies if you're less than 300. That's only less than 10 kilowatt hours per day. So anyways, I am an aspiring certified passive house consultant that blows the U.S. Green Building Council's LEED Platinum out of the water. These are the 5 principles I can let you view at your own leisure. There's a video link if you want to know more. Although I don't have a background in energy conservation, as a class of 2000 alum of the world famous hotel school at Cornell University, and any of those listening to me, or if you do know anyone that owns hotels, please have them contact me for a complimentary net zero energy consultant or consultation. I am a former general accountant and manager of operations for a couple LAX cluster Marriott hotels. If you're in the Marriott world, you can also contact me as well. And lastly, I am a former Primerica Financial Services life insurance securities license representative under Mike Sharp Hector Marcus hierarchy. If you're in Primerica or any other financial services firm, advisor, estate planning, if you do want to have your clients get a free complimentary net zero energy or off-grid consultation, or about the Inflation Reduction Act, of course, they can also contact me as well. And you can learn more about me by clicking on my bio here, okay? And so the Inflation Reduction Act was signed into law back on August 16, 2022 for several reasons, obviously, about climate change, countering sea level rise. And according to the World Health Organization, over 7 million people die worldwide from the burning of dirty fossil fuels, including transportation. This is a report for over a decade ago by the Physicians for Social Responsibility, titled Coal's Assault on Human Health and of Buildings, according to the nonprofit think and do tank Rocky Mountain Institute. Almost 40% of global energy greenhouse gas emissions and around 72% of the U.S.'s electricity is powered by dirty sources such as coal and natural gas, caused, primarily from fracking, for those who don't know about that. But anyways, so these are some Inflation Reduction Act covered items. Full disclosure, I am a dealer or distributor or referral partner for these listed here, and I do earn a commission on the sale of these products. And but these are some of the best in class categories that I know of. If you know of anyone that's even more energy efficient and or cost effective, please reach out to me. I'm always looking out for the absolute best to serve and offer to my net zero energy off-grid clients, okay? So this is a CX35 replacing their CX34 or CX50 reverse cycle air-to-water small chiller heat pump. Really amazing performance for those that know about EER number values, coefficient of performance values. This is pretty off the charts. You're gonna pay the least for your cooling heating bills with these devices, okay? And that's HVAC heat pump related. This is magnetic induction cooktops that I've been using for over 3 years now. I'll be adding one that has a double cooktop. This is a single one made by Zavor America, and this is my affiliate link, okay? I will update this PowerPoint as more partners become available, as well as contractors. You can learn more about my magnetic induction cooking for dummies Linktree site by visiting that. Then you've got some really the best in class, most energy efficient geothermal or ground source heat pump that I've come across, and that's by Climate Master. You can check that out by clicking on that link. Okay, then you've got some passive solar thermal water heatings for areas that are pretty much never experience freezing temperatures, like the subtropics where I'm at. You can watch more video there, okay? This is for active solar thermal water heaters for the areas that do experience some freezing temperatures, and you can learn more there. This is the world's most energy efficient split heat pump water made by eco2waterheater.com. You can check that out. As you can see, it even blows away Rheem or A.O. Smith heat pump water heaters, which are already very energy efficient compared to your standard electric resistance water heat tank type. Okay. Then we got two small scale wind turbine companies that are both small wind certification council certified that I recently partnered with. This is a vertical axis wind turbine made by my home country in Taiwan. They also offered a hybrid system with both wind and solar for street lighting system that you can see here. Okay, and then if you have questions, you can reach out to their USA distributor, Mr. J. And Berge is a very well-known and oldest residential small-scale horizontal axis wind turbine. And both of these are eligible under the Section 25D for clean energy credits, tax credits, okay, for the 30%, with additional 10% bonuses for certain specific other conditions I'll mention later on. And that's what that looks like for the Berge. I think that's the 15 kilowatt Excel system. And then that's our smaller 10 kilowatt. Okay, and then if you want a wind evaluation for you live, you can fill out that link there, okay, and learn more on my Linktree site here. This one's more specific to South Florida. It's a hybrid thin film and solar hot water and or pool heating that's tile integrated, does not require any roof penetrations. I'm friends with their owner. Again, this is more generally for South Florida. You can learn more on these websites here, okay? So this is the 6 bills that was created under the Inflation Reduction Act. Very quickly and generally, the high efficiency electric home rebates. These are at point of sale rebates upfront. LMI is low to moderate income, and that's up to low income is considered 80% of your area median income. And as I didn't mention, but to view your area's calculator from your U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, you want to go to these sites here. Like I said, this is also listed on page, I believe it's 44, starting currently on this PowerPoint. Again, this PowerPoint will be changing, so the page numbers might not be exactly the same, okay? So again, the 2 links to the Housing and Urban Development to determine your area's area median income limits based on your household number of people in your home will be on page 44 at the moment, okay? And so those that are 80% of your area's median home income, you're eligible for up to, in terms of the HERA portion of the IRA. Oh, let me go back to that. We got here. Okay, it's maximum amount if you're low income, up to 80% of your area median income. There's an annual maximum $14,000 in upfront rebates. Okay, for all eligible items. And that includes heat pumps, air conditioning heaters, heat pump water heater, electric stoves, does include the magnetic induction cooktops that I had mentioned. Heat pump clothes dryers. I'm currently trying to partner with a few manufacturers such as Blomberg, Samsung, maybe LG and Whirlpool are some trusted heat pump clothes manufacturers. Then you have main circuit panel insulation. I will have to get back to you if that also covers not just attic insulation, but other types of insulation like windows and maybe even sidewall, okay? Air sealing, I'm waiting to hear back if that also includes central air conditioning duct sealing or if it's simply, weatherization around your windows and doors. So I'll get back to you on that. Ventilation, I'm waiting to hear back to see if energy recovery and or heat recovery ventilators are also considered ventilation as well. Okay, and then wiring, there's just general wiring behind the walls, I guess, okay? And so the other bill created by the Inflation Reduction Act is the HOMES, which is the new homes. There was a previous program that stood for something else. This HOMES stands for Homeowner Managing Energy Savings, and it is based on generally 35% or more reduction in your average energy bills in order to meet these performance-based the HOMES rebates, okay? And that is a maximum of $8,000 for those that meet your area's definition for low to moderate income, and up to $4,000 for those that are not low to moderate income, okay? So generally that would be people earning over 150% of the area median income. That's what AMI is, okay? And then we have the different sections. These are actually referring to the Internal Revenue Service sections, Section 45C of the IRS tax code. These are for those individuals generally that actually pay and write a check to Uncle Sam, having a tax appetite or liability. So these are higher income people, and these are 30% capped at various amounts that I'll go into. The 25D is clean energy tax credit. That's your solar, which does include not just solar electric, but also solar thermal. I'll have to get back to you if that covers solar thermal pool heating and not just solar thermal domestic hot water heating. It does also cover community solar farms. So that's solar electric, and then energy storage refers to batteries, and also geothermal is your ground source heat pump. Okay, and 30D is for electrical vehicles, new electrical vehicles specifically, and there are some income limits for that. Section 30D, and then 25E is the first. It's for tax credits regarding the sale and purchase of used electrical vehicles. Okay. Now, this slide is actually courtesy of, I believe it's Rewiring America that I got this from. So higher efficiency electric home rebates, also known as HERA. These are point of sale rebates up to $14,000 for low to moderate income households. Again, that's all based on your specific areas, housing and urban development definition based on household size for the income limits. Okay. And this is the breakdown for the different categories. Heat pump is generally the heat pump air conditioning or heating. $4,000 for electrical panel, main electrical panel upgrade. $2,500 again is the electrical wiring throughout your home. $1,750 is the maximum for an eligible heat pump water heater, which I'm pretty certain the Eco2 water heater for the Sand and Senko 2 is eligible. Okay, and basic weatherization, that's your insulation and air sealing generally around your building envelope. $840 is the maximum rebate. Again, this is for all only low to moderate income households on a heat pump clothes dryer, and then $840 for electric or induction stove. So that's a pretty nice deal. Induction stoves don't cost too much. Mine, I think, was like $120, $150 the most for that single induction cooktop that you saw. Okay, and so now the costs do cover the purchase and the installation if there's any money left over for the installation part. And again, that's 100% covered if you're considered low income. And again, I believe that's 80% of the area median income will be considered low incomes if you fall within 80% of your AMI. Okay, and you'll get half of these amounts if you're at moderate income, which is 80 to 150% of your area median income. Okay, and that's for the upfront rebates again. Now, for the homes program, incentivizing home energy efficiency upgrades, you can read here. So you got to achieve over 35% energy savings for the maximum rebate. Okay, and this does also include both single family and multifamily residences. And rebates cannot be stacked together for the same piece of equipment, but rebates can be stacked with the tax credits. Okay, again, tax credits is for those that have tax liability, and it's more valuable than a tax deduction. Okay, and that's supposedly how much is in money that will be allocated out to the state energy offices. $4.3 billion sounds like a lot, but it's really not that much when you divide it up among all the 50 states and then the local areas. Okay, so this is just more details for the 25C section, residential energy efficiency tax credit as opposed to clean energy tax credit. That's 25D. I'll let you read this at your own leisure. Okay, and then this is courtesy of a I think concierge tax. I can't remember where I got it from, a YouTube video or another YouTube video. This is just more details regarding heat pump, heating, ventilation, air conditioning, equipment, and you can read that. In order to qualify, it must meet the consortium of energy highest tier. That's CEE, is a nonprofit. I'll have to find a link for that to get you more details, so you make sure you can get credit and not waste your money by purchasing a manufacturer model that's not covered. Okay, so stay tuned for the link for that. And then now when the Inflation Reduction Act passed, now what? This is small print here on the left, but this is as of maybe end of year 2022, how much money's actually been allocated out. Where I'm in Florida, there's like almost 2.1 million. That's really not that much allocated to the State Energy Office for the two programs, both the rebates, HERA and homes. Okay. And you can read more about that at your own leisure. And so it's going to take probably 6 or more months for the states to actually get any programs started. So I wouldn't go out and making a purchase, even if you do save your receipt for the eligible item just yet. You want to make sure your state energy office has definitely secured the funds. Okay. Again, everything is still up in the air. So stay tuned. Don't jump the gun on anything yet. Check back to this document or the others that I listed at the very beginning to make sure that you're going to get your rebate, okay? And also the heat pumps must be Energy Star 6.1 qualified in order to get be eligible for the rebate, okay? This is the more updated version of Energy Star. I'll try to find a link for you for that, okay? And now this is courtesy of the Solar Energy Industry Association, a nonprofit trade organization, specifically going over the solar energy and battery provisions part of the IRA. I'll let you guys read at your own leisure, but I wanted to keep this video well under 30, 40 minutes due to some people's low attention span, and I know I definitely got ADD. So this is just more details regarding Section 25D. Again, that's the investment tax credit, and that's been extended for 10 years regarding renewable energy, specifically solar, which solar electric and solar thermal, as well as wind power. Okay. This document, if you want to view all 6 pages, can be viewed on Google Drive by going to tinyurl.com/2022 IRA by SEIA to view on Google Drive. Okay. This even goes into the utility scale, commercial, industrial, nonprofit, government, third-party owned residential details in terms of the tax credit, and the ITC for commercial looks like it's 10%. Okay. And then there goes something into the production tax credit. I won't go into too much. If it applies to you, you can read further about it there. Okay. And then it goes into the limits, if it's under 1 megawatts for the tax credit, you can see at the table there. Okay. And even for manufacturers, you can read more about the details if that applies to you. If you're a manufacturer of, inverters or solar PV modules, things like that, trackers even, and batteries, okay? And these are some additional provisions you can read about. Environmental climate justice, block grants, $3 billion for disadvantaged communities, the Rural Energy of America program for those businesses in rurally zoned areas like farms and ranches. You can check that out, okay? This is courtesy of rewiringamerica.org, a nice map of where you can electrify things in your home, okay? And you can check that out at your own leisure. And again, this is courtesy of Rewiring America. Some of it is redundant from what I've already mentioned, but I'm gonna pretty much end here. These are some frequently asked questions. If you're still not crystal clear on eligible items, which you can, what's considered covered or not, any other things specific to your situation, just reach out to me. But after looking around these 2 documents, this one's a nice one about, like I said, it's a searchable income limits for the housing and urban development area, okay? And let me see here, if you can see this. And then you can select your state. Let me see if you can view that. Yeah. Okay. So you're not guessing based on your household size how much you can take. If it's 100% of the maximum rebate, or if it's just 50% of the maximum rebate. Okay. And then this is just more of the HERA, kind of redundant. We've already went over that. The amounts, they even offer contractor incentives for the contractor who installs one of these eligible covered items. Okay. Again, this is low income. Definition is less than 80% of the area median income as defined by the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development according to your area. And moderate income is 80 to 150% of the area median income based on, again, a number of people in your household. Okay. And more frequently asked questions. And then these are some planning guides and landlord homeowner checklists. so don't have to be overwhelmed. You can pick what thinks going to most impact you, whatever you need replacing first, or you just want to go for the big dollar amount purchase like the HVAC, heat pump. Okay, so I hope this was helpful. I know it wasn't very detailed, but there's a lot of information you can go back to for at your leisure. This is the homeowner landlord checklist to get you guys eventually to electrifying everything in your home if you're not already there. I would definitely start out with the induction cooktop if cooking with natural gas, just due to the health hazards of what I know about the indoor air pollution emitted by gas stoves. People not aware of that. It's very, very important. You can watch some videos about that, so you don't get cancer, lung cancer down the road. Okay. And so again, this is all courtesy of rewiringamerica.org. You can visit their site to check out what they have to say. And I'll include some more video links to others IRA videos on YouTube that might go over things that I did not cover. Okay. So thank you for your kind time and attention, and feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions about those IRA covered eligible items. And again, I do encourage you to fill out that off-grid consultation. It's totally free. It may be a lot of questions, but it'll help me to better serve you, and you can see me in action by getting you to reducing your energy usage potentially by up to 70%. That's correct. I said 70% without a single solar panel or wind turbine. That's what I'm good at, as, like I said, an aspiring certified passive house consultant. And I've been doing this full time, recruited and trained over 90 solar and battery consultants. I'm much more passionate about the energy conservation than the solar panels, fancy stuff. And I'll just include an image here that I did not have initially, but this is essentially what I teach, and it's called the Energy Priority Pyramid. Let me just show you what that looks like here. And this is essentially how you can be your own solar consultant, because you'll know what has the quickest payback, highest return on investment for your money, time, and effort. And that's going to look like, hold on, right here. So this is the Energy Priority Pyramid. I touched it up from someone else's, added my own few things, such as if you see here, VS pool pump stands for variable speed pool pump. Okay. You want to start with understanding, get an energy monitor. That will be on my 2 e-guides once you fill out the off-grid consultation. Okay, you got timers and sensors. It basically switches to eliminate phantom or vampire plug loads. You want to maybe install one or more, prismatic skylights or tubular skylights to eliminate the usage of daytime artificial lights, even if they're energy efficient light emitting diodes, LEDs. Okay, then you want to do all the air sealing, weather stripping, the low-hanging fruit, so your expensive, precious air-conditioned air is not just flowing out through the windows and cracks through all the breaks in the building envelope, especially windows around doors, things like that. Okay, then energy efficient appliances, then you'll get the attic insulation, water heating, and then your HVAC systems, and then windows. And then if you notice, last is the solar electric panels, this fancy stuff, and the wind turbines generally have could have a quicker payback than windows if it's eligible for, since it is eligible for the 30% tax credit now that's been extended. But anyways, that's essentially what you're going to get when you fill out that off-grid consultation. Again, that's tinyurl.com/off-grid consultation. And if you forget everything and just want to remember one thing, I would recommend that you just remember the tinyurl.com/one house off the grid, because that will have everything about my company, all my e-guides, my websites, video channels that you can review and refer back to, and it'll probably have a link back to this document. Okay, so I hope this was helpful, and thank you for having a sense of urgency by taking full advantage of the Inflation Reduction Act. If you have questions about the products, you would love to join me on my One House Off the Grid team, either as a C-suite executive. I am hiring for a full board of advisors, volunteers, as well as CEOs, chief operating officer, chief marketing officer, chief technology officer, chief people's, human resources officer, the whole 9 yards. Pay will be starting at $365,000 annually, plus yearly performance-based bonuses as well. This is the real deal. It will be a nationwide future billion-dollar company, again, for deep building energy retrofits. Okay, and to schedule a pre-screening interview if you want to be considered either as a sales and marketing commission-only consultant for onehouseoffthegrid.com, and or be a board of advisor, or the management executive team, just leave me a voicemail at 786-441-2727. Again, 786-441-2727, or email me at onehouseoffthegrid@gmail.com. Okay. Thank you so much, everyone. Happy New Year. And I will let you, the links for this video will be active in a day or two. Again, it will be tinyurl.com/IRA overview video. And that will be on my, most likely, the Brighteon channel for my One House Off the Grid. Okay. Take care, everybody. Be well.